What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. I got some cool little wheels that I put on the truck. Check it out. Really sweet. They barely fit, barely cleared the 6-inch lift. What do you guys think? You guys like it? Not bad, huh? 20s, stock 20s. Look at that. No clearance issues, not sticking out. Perfectly legal. Here's a different angle for you guys. Oh yeah. I like it. I'm just gonna keep it this way. What do you guys think? Alright, I'm just kidding. Alright, so I gotta go to work right now, but let me tell you a little story with this truck and what's going on. Because it is quite a headache. Of course, I got a tire pressure light because I changed the wheels. And it's funny because after I put these wheels on, before I even put on my 35s that I had, I used to get a message about a steering problem, something that used to pop up. And every time I start the truck, I had to exit out of that message. And then after I put the 35s, I was still getting the message. And now that I put these 20-inch stalkers, I'm not getting that message anymore. It's kind of weird. I don't understand why. So let me get on the road real quick and then we'll continue on with the little story. So I had a CHP appointment the other day, and with the 35s that I had on, they were sticking out too much, and I was sure that the CHP would not pass me with those tires. Because you got to get mud flaps, and you got to get fender flares, and it was just a pain in the butt. Well, my friend had some stock ones, and he said that I can borrow his. And I had those other black wheels, I don't know, some of you might remember, that I picked up for $100, and but they were also sticking out just a tiny bit, and I just didn't want to take any chances, so I figured, hey, I'll give you mine, and you give me the stock ones, and they're pretty flush with the fender, so the CHP wouldn't have a problem passing that. And this was actually my third CHP appointment. One of them I was late a little bit, that they didn't let me get in, and then the first time I needed some more receipts. For example, when I got the airbags for the ceiling, I got it from gmpartsdirect.com, I believe, and they're new, they're not used. They sell you pretty much dealer parts for cheaper because it's more of a wholesale place, and the CHP didn't want to accept that, and I was like, well, what do you mean they're not used, they're not from a recycling place? And they said, well, you need some kind of invoice or blah 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 blah. So I got into the invoice, and then this time when I had the appointment, they were trying to give me the same runaround that I don't know, I guess I can't buy used airbags or whatever, I don't know. But I said, well, these are from GM Direct website, so they're not like some kind of mom and pop shop, somebody's backyard taking apart cars. Seems like it's a legit business that sells GM parts directly. So that was kind of weird. That's another headache. And also there was an issue with the seat cover that I got repaired. Since my side airbag deployed on the seat, I got the airbag replaced, and I got the bin for the airbag, and then I got the seat sewed by a shop that actually repairs seats, and they repair headliners. They even do seatbelt repairs, and they used to do airbag repacking, but I guess that's not legal now, so they don't do that anymore. But they do everything legit. They do a good job, and it doesn't even look like it was ripped. They do a pretty good job. But the CHP says that I can't even buy used seat covers. It has to be new from a dealer. I need to have an invoice, and they need to take the seat cover that I have right now, which was sewed, and they need to recycle it because it's not safe to use resewed seat covers. And a little bit I agree, okay, but it's just a little too extreme. I think it's a little too much. Like an airbag, if it's gonna explode, it's gonna rip any kind of fabric that's in place that's blocking it, because the explosion is so aggressive that it's gonna rip pretty much anything in its way. That's why a lot of people get their noses broken or whatnot when they get into an accident, and then the airbag explodes in their face. So that's another headache. So that's the reason for the 20-inch stock wheels. But now I gotta give them back to my friend, reschedule another appointment with CHP. Then I have to go to DMV to get another extension because I haven't completed all my registration for the truck. So it's been a kind of a headache for quite a few months now, and I'm getting sick of it, and it's just annoying, and they're just so picky about everything. It's really, they pretty much treat you like you're a criminal, basically, because you're stealing all these parts. You install it on your truck, and then now you have to provide proof that you haven't stolen it, blah 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 blah. And I kind of understand, yeah, but because there's people that do steal stuff and put it on their trucks or whatever, but you can see that I'm providing receipts, like from I have like PayPal receipts that I paid for this or paid for that, or bought something on eBay or whatnot. I have all these receipts, but for some reason they need to have like invoice from the company, you know, it's like invoice this, invoice that. They're going a little bit too extreme, to a point where it's actually driving you nuts, because you're freaking out going there. It's almost like you're taking this exam, your final exam, and you have to pass it with A or B to pass the class, blah 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 blah. It's so annoying. And of course, when you're meeting a CHP guy and they're so strict, that stresses you out too, and you're trying not to sound like you're nervous, but you are nervous in a way, because it is kind of a stressful situation. And if you don't pass, then you have to buy whatever else you need to buy in order to pass, and then the appointment's going to be in another 3 to 4 weeks, because it's not something you just make an appointment and it happens within a day or two. They're usually so backed up to where you have to wait maybe a month or so. And then when you arrive at the appointment, they take the truck, they take it in the back, they take some things apart even. I didn't know about this, but they actually take some things off to check them. For example, when I was there, they confiscated this guy's airbag. They basically took his car back, and he replaced his driver airbag, and he has the receipt that he bought it on eBay, I guess. So they took off his airbag, and there was no VIN on the airbag. So they pretty much took his airbag, and they wouldn't give it back to him, and the guy paid something like $350 for it. And basically, he can't get the money back because he can't return the airbag to the person that he bought it from. And then CHP, of course, now thinks you're a criminal because you have this airbag that who knows how you got it, and it has no VIN on it. Maybe you stole it, who knows. But you have the receipt from eBay and PayPal and all that stuff. So I don't know. Sometimes it's just really hard to prove things to CHP, because we're such criminals fixing these cars, repairing them. So that's the story with my truck. It's a headache, especially in California. When you buy a salvage vehicle, it's such a headache. You have to go through all these inspections and get these certificates, brake inspections, light inspections, smog, and this and that, and CHP inspections and VIN inspections. Those are different things. VIN inspections and CHP inspections, they're separate. And then some DMVs, they used to do VIN inspections, but now they stopped doing it, and you have to go to a different DMV, which is the most packed DMV ever. And then if you go there, you're sitting there for like 3 to 4 hours. So I'm telling you right now, if you're thinking about doing a salvage vehicle, it's a pain in the rear. There's a lot of hoops and loops that you have to go through, all the stuff that you have to prove. just to save, you know, a little bit of money here and there. To some, it's worth it. Like for me, since I do this kind of often, I kind of know how the game is played, so I understand it and I accept it in a way before I have to even deal with it, because I know what I have to go through when I'm getting a salvage vehicle. But if you're new to the game, I wouldn't really suggest it, because there's just too many things that you need to know in order to make it through the whole system, and it's going to take you quite a while to get the info that you need, and go to DMV a few times so they can tell you need this, you need that. And another thing, I went to the DMV. That's why it's been taking quite a bit with this truck to finalize all the paperwork and finally finish all the registration. It's because I went to the DMV and they took all my paperwork, they took all the certificates that I made, they gave me the plates, they gave me the stickers, and now I'm good to go. But then they mail me all the paperwork back within like, I think, a week or so, and they say I need a CHP inspection. So it's like I pretty much wasted all this time. DMV got all of this technically done for them to send it back to me and then tell me I gotta go to CHP and then take all that stuff back to DMV, waste another day at DMV to finalize it, and hoping that everything is correct. And to put the cherry on top, at CHP, they almost confiscated my license plate, because they said they read the license plate and it's not even assigned to this vehicle. So, I mean, I'm this criminal with license plate not assigned to my vehicle and don't have all this proof of this and that, and, you know, I don't have the proper seat cover on, and it's sold illegally, and it's, I don't know, I had to convince the CHP guy that pretty much to give me back the license plate, because it was kind of DMV's fault. And I told them I turned all my paperwork to DMV, they gave me the plate, they gave me the stickers, and then they send me the paperwork back. So it's, I don't know, it's like pretty much two left. California is basically like two left hands trying to do all this stuff, and nobody knows what's going on with everybody else. You know, it's a stressful place in a way. It's kind of the best place to live in, maybe even in the, well, not in the world. It seems like it's a really good place to live in America, but all these restrictions and rules and regulations and all these requirements that you need to pretty much survive here and make it through, it's ridiculous. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this rant about my truck situation. I gotta go ahead and finish up that shed project, and then I'll get to the F350 while I wait for the next appointment on the Silverado at the CHP. And plus I gotta go to DMV in between work and sleeping sometimes, so I can not finalize, but so I can get an extension for me driving the truck, because this month the sticker expires, so I don't want to get my truck towed, because that will be cherry on top plus whipped cream on top. So guys, once again, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll have more content for you guys coming up soon, and it'll be better, hopefully more enjoyable than this one, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.